my nephew said, have you told your husband you don't have legs? I said, hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome to my channel, No Catch Baby. I'm here with my lovely husband.
And I'm here with my lovely wife.
And today we have a story time, and this story time is about
The first time that I told my husband that I don't have legs.
yes, the first time I told my husband that I don't have legs. So this is how it went. The reason why I'm telling you guys about this story is because I was talking to someone on Facebook and they're dating this guy. They have a boyfriend, but they're scared to tell the boyfriend about their disability. So the girl was asking me, how did you tell your husband? And I was like, that's actually a nice video to make for other people to know. Let me turn it into a story time. So that's how it went for me. To be honest, I was really nervous to tell him because in this society, you never know how that person is going to respond. A lot of people will not date someone without legs. Put in the comments below if you are to date someone with a disability, whether without legs, whether they are paralyzed or anything. Put in the comments below and tell me. Be honest, because I know a lot of people will not do that. And I knew that if I told my husband, how am I going to tell him? Back then he was not my husband, of course. And then one time on New Year's Eve, I just met him for a week, right? I just met him for a week. And we were just having a conversation because I told you guys before that I liked him first. I just put it out there that actually I lost my legs. I didn't tell him the extent of losing legs because sometimes you lose your legs, you lose them below the knee. I didn't say anything, but I just wanted to kind of make an introduction that at least he knows, because I didn't want to keep it to myself. But he already knew that I lost my leg. Did you know the extent of how much I lost?
No, but I knew that you had lost your legs. So this was a New Year's Eve party, and we probably talked about 3 or 4 hours together. So we got to know each other really well. But actually the week prior was the first time I met Nail. And a mutual friend of ours, he kind of turned to me when the two of us were alone. He said, do you know that Nail doesn't have legs? And I said, well, how do you not have legs and walk around on a cane? Because the first time I met Nail, all I saw was that she's just walking with a cane. She's walking kind of slow. And I said, well, how do you even do that? How do you walk walk with the cane if you don't have legs? He's like, I don't know. So I knew right off the bat that she was walking on prosthetics, but I didn't know the extent.
You're so good at hiding it, because when I told him that I don't have legs, he didn't say, oh really? I mean, he acted like he doesn't know. So that's nice of him, because that really made me kind of comfortable, but still nervous, because I had not yet told him that I do not have legs in the most literal sense, that I don't have anything. And I went back to Canada, still he did not know. And then one day I was just talking to him, and then he knew that I did not tell him the extent, still in Canada. And then when I went to Botswana, because I went to Botswana before we got married, and my nephew said, have you told your husband you don't have legs? I jokingly said no. And then my nephew, you could see that if someone does not have legs, it's not a normal thing in people's minds, because my nephew was like, so are you gonna keep it a secret? I said, yeah. I'm not going to tell him, because if I tell him, he's like, he may leave. Are you going to sleep with your prosthetics legs? Because my nephew is still young. He doesn't know anything. I said, yeah, I'm going to sleep with my prosthetics. I'm going to hide. When he goes to work, I'll be hiding that I don't have legs. I just jokingly said that. And he was so concerned, saying, I think you should tell him and then see what's going to happen. And then I did not just tell him that I did not tell him yet. But eventually I told him that, oh yeah, I told him. And then how did you find the extent how I lost my legs, how much exactly I lost?
Well, a friend of mine actually flew out to Botswana and visited Nail and stayed with her and her friends.
Yeah.
And he saw how she walked around on her knees. And he came back and told me, and he said, do you know the extent? And
oh my goodness.
And he was just kind of, he thought it was kind of cool how she walked around on his knees. He was like, she walks around on her knees. And so then I started thinking about it, because I wasn't sure where they were cut off, how you walk around on your knees. And I think shortly thereafter, I just flat out asked her, I said, what's the extent? How do you even walk around? And so I was just trying to wrap my mind around it. is how she would get around, because he kind of mentioned she doesn't wear her prosthetics very much at all.
Yeah, when I'm home I don't wear it. And I'm so glad he did not leave, because guys, some people leave when they find out the extent of your disability, which for me is kind of really sad. And I'm just hoping that this channel is going to educate other people that in the future, if they find someone with a disability, they don't judge them because of what they are disabled in. Because guys, we really struggle. You have no idea how nervous I was, thinking that if he finds out he's gonna leave. I used to think that all the time. Even my nephew, just a small boy like that, he really thought that my husband was gonna leave me, but thankfully he did not leave me. Thank you for not leaving me.
Yeah.
Thankfully he did not leave me. So you wanna add anything?
Yeah, that's just kind of, I don't know, but the kind of person I've been is just, I just focus on a person's face and just talking and things like that. I'll give you an example. A best friend of mine at work in the corporate world, he had deformed hands. And I knew him for like a year before I even noticed he had deformed hands. And I just noticed the first time I met him, I shook hands with him, I just noticed there was like a different feeling to it. But I had known him for like a year. And we played ping pong together, and we played golf together. And I never really noticed, and I never really asked, what happened to his hands. But another friend of ours, I introduced him to her, and she knows right off the bat there was something wrong with his hands. And she asked me, so what happened in his hands? And I was like, well, you figured that out on the first day? It took me like a year before I figured that out. So for whatever reason, either I'm not very observant or I just don't care about that. I don't know. So whenever whenever I meet people, a lot of times I just don't notice those things. And
yeah.
I didn't really notice when she was walking around a cane, and the thing didn't register in my mind. Okay, prosthetics, no legs, or things like that.
Yeah, there's people that actually also they don't notice that I don't have legs immediately, because some people will think that just I'm limping because I hurt my leg, or I'm limping because I just have a problem with my leg. I don't have a good balance. But they don't think that I don't have legs until I tell them. A lot of people like that are like that. But I was just glad that my husband decided to marry me, because I really loved him from the first time, and I was gonna be so sad that he was gonna leave. And actually I grew up just knowing that I may not find a man in the future, because I knew the society that we lived in, especially, no offense, especially in Africa though, it's really even more, like people look a lot about how you look on the outside. But so it takes a special person, I'm talking from experience, to really like you for who you are. I mean, you can have everything, you can be so educated and have all the things and have the beauty, but if we have some problem with your leg or anything, sometimes they love you, but they're just scared of going in for you, because they are scared, how are my friends gonna say, how is my family gonna think? Which to me, I feel like that thing should end, and people should really focus on how people behave and their personality. You know what I mean? I just feel like people should do that.
Yeah.
Anything more?
Well, I'm just thinking the phrase "beauty is skin deep." I mean, there's obviously a lot more to a person than
I've
just
never heard
outside
that.
appearance.
That's good.
And but I believe that Nell is very beautiful, and
Oh,
I'm very
thank
attracted
you.
to her. So I mean, it's
thank you.
it's, there's a lot of facets to beauty and so forth.
Yeah, I love my husband so much. I'm really blessed to have him. He loved me the way I am, and I'm gonna be thankful for him for the rest of my life.
Me too.
I love the lipstick on you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video, Lord willing. And I hope this video was motivating to you. Please, if you would like it, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And welcome to all the new subscribers, and I hope this channel will grow in inspiring people out there. You want to say anything?
Take care, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.